Hi guys, today I'm going to talk about anxiety. Yeah, a lot of people are experiencing anxiety right now. It's like I would say there's a range of what we call anxiety. On one end of the scale is something like simple, like worry, nervousness, unease, and on the other side is a kind of being overwhelmed, fear of an impending unbearable loss, being unequal to the challenges which are being thrown up by the situation, and which could even lead to being almost paralyzed or getting into a deep set depression. So I want to talk about how to handle anxiety. Now, it's not an easy topic because anxiety shows up in various different forms. Okay, it could be a financial anxiety. It could be about I'm losing my job, or I've already lost my job. I don't know how I'm going to meet my expenses. Or it could be a mental situation that I'm feeling sadness, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling lonely. Or it could be in a social situation that I don't want people to know. I don't want to lose face. I don't want people to know how, let's say, weak I am or what my situation really is. Things like that. So anxiety shows up in different areas of our life. And yet I'll say this, that there are certain things which we can do which are common to all forms of anxiety, which could kind of relieve the situation, even reach solutions. So today I'm just going to talk about those general things, and maybe later on I'll take specific forms of anxiety, like say somebody has lost a job or somebody's business is about to close down. So maybe not, we will talk about that later. So let me begin by saying that we must first realize that the first thing to realize is that there is a common approach, is that there are everything is a result of the beliefs and the perceptions that we carry about something. And to put it simply, I know it may sound ridiculous, put it simply is that change your perceptions and beliefs and you change the situation, and therefore it impacts the anxiety that you experience. Okay, so with that as a background, let me begin by saying that the first thing to realize is that all situations that we are going to face or we are facing, they can be divided into two parts. A temporal aspect, if you please. The first is the short-term part of it and the long-term part of it. Now, the short-term part of it could be I immediately need money to feed my family. Say I'm taking an extreme thing. I immediately need money to, how do I arrange that? Now, that's a short-term aspect of it. And the long-term aspect of it is that what am I going to do for the future? How do I handle the future? So I think first thing that we need to do is separate the short from the long. And no doubt that some solutions that we may reach for the short term may impact the long term. But handling the short term will give us a little freedom, a little leeway to handle the long term. So first is the temporal aspect. So divide it into a short and a long-term solution that you need to reach, or short and long-term problems or issues. The next thing that we can do is that let's look at things from a third person perspective. Like normally when somebody comes to us for advice, we give it to them from a third person, that is our own perspective, without any emotional attachment, without any baggage being attached to it. So let's look at it from a third person's perspective, the whole situation. How would a third person handle it? Or what would I advise somebody else who would come to me for advice in such a situation? In fact, there is a common structure for this. It's called the self-other observer perspective. Look at it from your own self viewpoint, look at it from somebody else's viewpoint, and look at it from a fly on the wall viewpoint. This will help us get a better context, better perspective about the situation. The next thing that I would say is, let's take the question to the extreme. Since we are scared of an overwhelming loss or loss of stability and things like that, or security, then ask yourself a question that if I had nothing to lose, what would I do? Yeah, it's a very useful question because it kind of removes the other considerations which intrude into our thinking and again would lead to newer perspectives. The next thing that we can do is, band together. Create a kind of resource network. Either create it or if there is one existing, join that network. So look around for people who could be resources for each other. Yeah, help each other. Looking when you talk to other people in order to create a resource network, what we also get is that you get newer perspectives, fresher perspectives from other people as well. So that also helps, apart from it being a resource to you. The next thing I'm going to say is that we must remember all situations eventually pass. Yeah? Every situation eventually gets over. But even though the situation is over, only our actions can overcome the effects of that situation. If there is no action, the effects will remain long lasting. Yeah? And only if we act on it will the effects not be long lasting. So action is a must. We must realize that. Yeah? The next thing we can do is, I call it chunking, where we look at a big problem. We already did it with the temporal aspect. We looked at something and divided into two. So let's chunk the problem down into components. Yeah? Often people think that I'm unequal to the task. Yeah? But often they also find that when they divide the problem into small bits, chunks, they are able to do all of them. Yeah? It's only because they look at the problem as a whole massive thing is that they find it overwhelming or being unequal to the task. Yeah? So chunking the problem down will help you to resolve or to find solutions for each one of those chunks. Now, the thing with chunking also is that sometimes you may not have a solution for one small chunk, in which case you can get help from your resource network, you can get help from other people who have solved it, and that help will be limited to a small portion, so people would be more forthcoming in terms of contributing their time or effort to helping you. Yeah? The other thing about this being unequal to the task feeling that we sometimes have is that we must remember that any new challenge which comes up, any new challenge that we have faced in life, we have always been unequal to the task. We develop our capacities, our capacity and our ability, our knowledge, our intelligence to handle something only through going through it. Yeah? We are not born with solutions. We have created solutions or we have learned solutions along the way. The same thing, you will always be unequal to the task, accept it and equip yourself to become equal to that task. The next thing I'm going to say is, and this especially applies where I spoke about social situations, stress of social situations. Give up on our false pride. Yeah? And false pride is a result of the projections that we make to people. We are constantly showing people or trying to show people that we are something or this is what we are. Yeah? I don't mean that we are doing it all the time in the sense that there is no substance, but a lot of times we are projecting ourselves. If we can give up the projections, we can save a lot of energy, and we can save a lot of effort. So giving up false pride really means giving up projecting yourself and accepting yourself and showing yourself to be exactly what you are. Pretending otherwise, it saps a lot of energy, and covering for the projection is more difficult than accepting it and moving on. Couple of last things is we must develop appreciation and gratitude for what we already have. Rather than looking at what's missing and what the problems are, look at those. This is what we are doing. We are gaining new perspectives, and this will also help you to gain a new perspective about having appreciation and gratitude for what you already got. And finally, and the most important thing, we tend to hide our problems from our immediate family. We don't want to burden them. I think it's time that you share, connect to your family, involve them so that they also know. You know, like as a parent, I would hide it from my child. But my child knows, and because I have not discussed with him or her, my child may be more worried than they would be if I discussed it with them. So, and of course, discuss it to the level of the child, what the child can understand. So, involve your child, you don't have to hide it from them. Connect with your family, share, bond together over the problem. Yeah. And this could help not only in changing perspectives and beliefs, but it could help in giving you a kind of relief. These are some of the things that we can do in any of the situations. Yeah. And to be specific, to handle specific situations would require knowledge of the specific context. So I think if you guys try this, or if people who are anxious try this, they may find that they would benefit enormously. Thanks.